The royal world thrives on whispers, scandals, and betrayals, but nothing could have prepared the public for the thunderclap revelation that Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, is now staring down the barrel of her own father's words so explosive, so damning, that they could potentially dismantle every last shred of her. For years, Meghan's fractured relationship with Thomas Markle has been an open wound played at across. Yet today, that wound is torn wide open in a courtroom setting where truth, lies, and family loyalty are colliding in the most brutal way imaginable. Thomas Markle, the man who once proudly walked his daughter down the path of life, is now prepared to walk into court. His confession, a testimony that promises to reveal the side of Meghan nobody dares to speak of, is not just a father's disappointment. It is being painted as the ultimate betrayal, a dagger to the heart that could leave Meghan's carefully constructed public image shattered beyond repair. The world watches, jaws clenched, as this trial morphs into the royal family's darkest theater, one where blood ties transform into. Meghan's journey into the British royal family was supposed to be the fairy tale. A Hollywood actress turned duchess, she was the modern woman destined to bring color, change, and relevance into an institution gasping for survival in the 20s. But the dream twisted into a nightmare, fueled by relentless media scrutiny, accusations of hypocrisy, and a string of bombshell interviews where Meghan and Prince Harry accuse the monarchy of coldness and cruelty. Through it all, Meghan insisted she was a victim, a woman abandoned, silenced, and betrayed. But now, in the harsh lights of the courtroom, the victim narrative faces its most dangerous challenge, her father's voice. According to legal insiders, Thomas Markle's testimony will not be a mere recount of disagreements or personal grievance. No, this is being framed as a confession, a catalogue of private letters, phone calls, and behind-the-scenes moments that Meghan desperately wanted buried. One line allegedly contained in his prepared statement has already leaked to the press: "The world has not seen the real Meg. They have seen a performance." Those words alone have set social media ablaze. For Meghan, whose brand has been built on authenticity and survival against cruelty, this attack from her own blood carries nuclear. Observers close to the case suggest Thomas will reveal how Meghan manipulated narratives surrounding their relationship, using him as both a pawn and a scapegoat in her war with the allegations that she cut him off deliberately, ignored his pleas for reconciliation, and painted him as a villain to maintain her victimhood are expected to surface. Even more chilling are whispers that Thomas holds private correspondence, emails and texts, where Meghan is allegedly less the warm humanitarian the world saw and more the calculating strategist behind her rise. If true, this could become the most devastating PR blow Meghan has ever faced. But the courtroom spectacle is not just about family, it is about the monarchy, the institution Meghan both fled and fought. Every revelation from Thomas doesn't just strike his daughter, it ricochets back to Prince Harry, the man who defied his brother, his father, and his country for the woman now under fire. What must it feel like for Harry, sitting beside Meghan, to hear her own father accuse her of lies, manipulation, and betrayal? What must it feel like to realize that the man meant to protect her as a father now plays the execution? Royal watchers are already speculating that this trial could be the moment of no return, not just for Meghan's public standing but for Harry's fragile position in the royal universe. Sources whisper that King Charles and Prince William are quietly monitoring the proceedings with icy detachment, knowing that every damaging word from Thomas Markle only further validates the family's original doubts. For years, palace insiders claim William warned Harry, "This will all end in tears." Now, in the hushed silence of the courtroom, Thomas's confession might just prove William chillingly right. The betrayal has captivated the public imagination because it strikes at something deeper than celebrity scandal. This is no ordinary family rift. This is a Shakespearean tragedy, dripping with the themes of loyalty, ambition, and downfall. A daughter who sought freedom from her father's shadow, only to have that very shadow rise and threaten to consume. A father torn between love and resentment, now weaponizing his daughter's secrets for what he claims is the pursuit of truth. The stakes are nothing less than Meghan's legacy. Will history remember her as the brave duchess who stood against the monarchy, or as the calculating actress unmasked by her own? Critics of Meghan, many of whom have long labeled her a manipulator, are reveling in the headlines scream of karma, of truth catching up, of the mask slipping at last. For her supporters, however, the picture is more complicated. They see Thomas Markle as a bitter man, hungry for attention, willing to sell his daughter for a moment in the spotlight. To them, His testimony reeks of betrayal, not truth. What kind of father testifies against his own daughter? They cry on social media, yet even her staunchest defenders cannot deny the gravity of this moment. Whether Thomas is bitter or truthful, the damage of a father's public condemnation is catastrophic. Inside the courtroom, Meghan's composure is said to falter as her father speaks. Every glance, every word he utters seems to chip away at the fortress she built around. She sits beside Harry, her hand clenched tightly around his, eyes flashing with both pain and fury. This is not just about evidence. This is about perception. And perception. The confession, reportedly involving Meghan's alleged attempts to control press narratives, her cold severing of family ties, and her supposed disregard for truth when it conflicted with her ambitions, could ripple far beyond the court. Netflix deals, brand endorsements, and political aspirations all hang in the balance. If the public begins to see Meghan not as the victim but as the villain of her own story, then her carefully crafted empire could collapse like a house. For years, Meghan has fought against the label of opportunist, but her father's confession could cement it in the public consciousness forever. And what of Thomas himself? Some see him as a tragic figure, a man betrayed by fame, left behind as his daughter ascended to global stardom. Others see him as the ultimate traitor, cashing in his fatherhood for the currency of his motives, tangled in years of hurt and humiliation, remain murky. But one thing is certain, he has become the weapon Meghan never saw coming, a weapon sharpened by blood ties and pointed straight at her. As the trial rages on, commentators predict this will become the defining scandal of Meghan Markle's life. More damning than her royal exit. More damaging than the Oprah interview. More destructive than any tabloid headline. Because this time, it is not the British press calling her a liar. It is not palace courtiers whispering about her ambition. It is her father. The man who gave her life now threatens to take away her legacy. The fallout is impossible to predict. Will Meghan fight back with counter-accusations, painting Thomas as a pawn of the tabloid machine? Will she unleash her own trove of evidence to discredit him? Or will she crumble under the sheer weight of a betrayal too personal to counter? Already, rumors swirl that Harry is urging her to hold the line, to project calm and dignity in the face of. But dignity is difficult when the very man who raised you stands on the other side, armed with words that cut deeper than any blame. In the quarters of Buckingham Palace, some whisper that this is poetic justice. The Duchess who waged war on the monarchy now finds herself at war with her. Others whisper something darker, that this could be the beginning of the end, not just for Meghan's public life, but for her marriage. For if Thomas's testimony is believed, if the world concludes that Meghan has lied, manipulated, and betrayed, how long before even Harry begins to wonder if he too has been deceived? The trial is not over, but the damage is already done. Meghan Markle stands exposed in a way she has never been before. No carefully curated documentary, no heartfelt interview, no glossy photoshoot can undo the image of a father denouncing his daughter. It is the ultimate betrayal, the one wound that even a duchess cannot spin away. And so the curtain falls on the latest chapter of this royal saga, with the audience left. A father's shocking confession. A daughter's unraveling image. A courtroom transformed into the stage of the century's greatest family. History will remember this moment, not as another royal squabble, but as the day Meghan Markle's destiny collided with her bloodline, and the explosion threatened to destroy her.